raised responsibility has three parts to it. The first part, and the only part that the kids need to know, are these 4 levels of social and personal development. Now, we're going to use those 4 levels of teaching to jump down to the 4th part of the discipline without stress teaching model, and that is having the young people want to improve their learning by putting forth effort into it. So here's how it operates. I've mentioned very often how visualization is so important. So you have the kids visualize an activity. For example, we'll start with reading. Level A, the youngster would not be reading at all, be fooling around. Level B, also not putting much effort into the reading activity, but may even be bothering somebody else. Level C, this student would be reading, but he would be looking up to see if the teacher is watching him read. External motivation, wanting to impress the teacher. Level D, this young person knows the only way that you can improve your reading is if you apply yourself. Not to please the teacher or the parent, but because it's going to be in your own best interest. So what you do is, on any activity, we'll start out with reading, you paint the pictures. Then you have the activity. Then after the activity, you have the kids reflect. That's all the teacher does is say, now just take a moment and reflect. What level did you choose to act on during this activity? This approach can be used, that is the hierarchy, can be used in so many different activities. And many of them are on my website. There's one for physical education. There's one for perseverance. There's one for field trips. Again, the approach is quite simple. You have the kids visualize the levels before, so you're going to have them literally be aware that they're choosing the level. Then afterwards, you just have them reflect. And by this continually having the youngster reflect on his or her choices, there's a natural desire to get to the highest level. So that's the 4th part of the discipline without teaching model. Using the hierarchy to have kids want to put forth effort in their learning. Now, here's something that I really suggest you do. Try it out. Pick out one activity. It could be reading, or it could be going to the computer room. It could be going on a field trip. Just one activity. And then you can even have the youngsters with a learning buddy or in small groups come up with their own visualizations of what the different levels will be like during this particular activity. And then conduct the activity, then have them reflect. And you will see, and they will see how important and how challenging and successful it is if they choose the level that's going to be in their own best interest. Here are a few other ideas relating to the 4th phase of the discipline without stress teaching model. I'm sharing them here because they use the hierarchy of social development levels to prompt quality work. You can ask even valedictorians if they have done their best quality work in school, and many will give you a negative answer. I'm only trying to show that when young people are motivated to do their best, they not only perform better, but they reap more satisfaction from their efforts. Once young people are introduced to the concept of internal versus external motivation, shift happens. only way you're going to see how effective this procedure is for you to try it. Pick an activity now in which your students will soon be engaged. Have a short discussion with them relating the levels to the activity by eliciting from them what the different levels would be like. Then have the activity. Afterwards, simply say, now just take a moment to reflect on the level you chose during the activity. This will just be a 30-second silent activity. In our next session, we're going to return to the raised responsibility system to see how we handle the student who chooses to act on level A or level B, which are both unacceptable.